Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for your patience. Welcome to the Independence 42nd Anniversary National Drill Competition. We are so happy that you are here with us today, and we kindly ask if you are seated to be standing at this point for the national anthem. Kindly stand, please. Thank you very much. Please remain standing as we invite our chaplain, Reverend Erickson Cumberbatch, as he leads us in prayer at this time. Let us be reverent.
Thank you, Madam Chairperson. Good afternoon, one and all. Let us pray. Heavenly Father, we give you praise, we give you honor. We thank you for your grace that has showered out upon us, to giving us 42nd anniversary of independence. And we come together this afternoon to celebrate our drill competition. We thank you for fine weather. Lord, we know that there are others who are not as fortunate as we are. And we pray that your covering and your help will be with them. And as we come to this drill competition, Lord, we pray that it will come off without incident or accident or endangerment to any life, and that each of us may have a grand session as we celebrate together. And so we ask you to bless the proceedings. And Lord, we pray for the best team win, for Christ's sake. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Reverend. You may be seated. I will take the opportunity to say a special welcome to our National Security Advisor, Mr. Lionel Powell. Thank you for coming, sir. Our Acting Commander, Major Coyote Sutton. The Deputy Commissioner of Police, Mr. Cromwell Henry. Retired Major, Mr. Leroy Percival. To our distinguished judges, our chaplain, who so ably assisted us in prayer, we thank and say a special welcome to all uniform bodies participating in this year's drill competition, and everyone, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, a special welcome to the physical audience and to the audience in the virtual space. We thank you for joining us. Today we have a treat for you, but before we let your anxiety fly off, we're going to cool it down a little bit with a performance, a band selection by the Police Drum Corps. Let's give them a clap as they come. Now, whoever said that our young people are in danger, I beg to differ. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a police youth drum corps. We have a lot of talent here in our federation. This is coordination. This is discipline. This is performance at its best. Put your hands together for the police youth drum corps. What a way to celebrate our 42nd anniversary of independence. National pride is alive in St. Kitts and Nevis through the police drum corps. Another round of applause as they make their exit in this afternoon. As they make their exit, we ask the participants to get ready. They're going to fall in for inspection. But before they do, my wonderful host, co-host, Derek Fifield, would introduce the units on this year's competition.
All right, Marcia, thank you very much. Good afternoon to everybody. Now, welcome to Independence 42 Celebration Jill Competition. This year, the Independence theme, Perpetual Progress, a Sustainable Future in View, Independence 42. Now, on Jill display this afternoon, we have members from the Fire and Rescue Division. We have 7 officers taking part today. We have WFO, Trishna Krosman, FO, Kadim Bat, Fire Officer Xavier Saunders, Fire Officer Jalil Steer, Fire Officer Gerard Lee, Fire Officer Collis Maloney, and Fire Officer Freeman. From the St. Christopher Ear and Seaport Authority, we have 3 representatives here today. We have Security Officer Javid Richardson, Woman Security Officer Myrtle Daniel, and Woman Security Officer Anandi Collins Richards. From His Majesty Prison, we have 2 representatives. We have Prison Officer Vernon Henry and Prison Officer Len Harris. The Cadet Corps, the St. Kitts Nevis Defense Force Cadet Corps, we have Private Gums G, Private Valmon H, Private Huggins E, Private Daniel A.D., and Private Daniel A. And let me mention that these 2 private cadets are twins. And we also have Private Howell J. From the Royal St. Christopher Nevis Police Force, we have WPC 446, Danicia Henry. And let me remind everyone that Danicia Henry is the reigning champion from last year 2024 Jill competition. We have Woman Police Constable 402 Seaton. We have Woman Police Constable 467 Samuel. And we have Police Constable 420 Williams, along with Police Constable 435 Hendrickson. So ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for the 24 participants here this evening. We're going to move right into what you're here for. After an extended display by the Police Drum Corps, we are going to move right into having the units up on the inspecting line and let us get this drill competition for 2025 on the way. Now, Group 1. So we're going to invite group 1 on the inspecting line. Hope they are ready and lined up. Now, ladies and gentlemen, these individuals are going to walk onto the jail line. They are not being judged as yet. Starting with S.O. Javid Richardson, WPC 466, Denicia Henry, Private Daniel A.N. So you can make your way on the line now. Javid, you can commence. Also, F.O. Collis Maloney, F.O. Kadim Barrett, and Private Gums G. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome Group 1 on the inspecting line. We're going to have Sergeant Henderson, who is going to be the officer calling the commander here this evening. And Sergeant Henderson is doing this for his second year in a row. Our judges this evening are Mr. Clarence Hendrickson, who is a retired warrant officer. We also have Mr. Samuel Tuckett. He is a warrant officer, retired, class 1 that is. And we have Miss Shauna Edwards, an inspector. So Sergeant Henderson, take it over, son.
Squad, will advance. Left, turn. Just in. Right. Just. Eyes, front.
As the inspection continues, the judges, they are looking for the cleanliness in the officer's appearance, from a headdress down to their footwear, the way in which the uniform is fit, the way in which they carry the uniform. Now, a total of 10 points only can be deducted from any one participant in this first phase of the contest. Therefore, individuals may, after the inspection, come out with a high of 100 or a low of a possible 90 points. So after this inspection, an individual can only have the lowest of 90 or a high score of 100. Everyone starts off with 100 points. All right, so we now had the conclusion of the first inspection. Sergeant Henderson will now take over and give this group a total of 42 different movements and word of command. Sergeant Henderson, over to you.
Squad, stand down. East. Squad, shoot. Salute 10. Salute to the front. Salute. Salute to the front. Salute. Freeze. Correct. Diagonal turnings at the hold. Left incline. Salute 10. Salute to the right. Salute. Salute to the right. Salute. Freeze. Correct. Turn-ins at the hold. Right. Turn. Salute 10. Salute to the left. Salute. Salute 10. Salute to the left. Salute. Freeze. Correct. Diagonal turnings at the hold. Left incline. Move to the left and single file. Left. Turn. Quick march in. Step off to get out. Quick march. Squad. Squad. Halt. Move to the right and single file. Elbow. Turn. Quick march in. Step off to get out. Quick march. Squad. When you tire. Right. Turn. Squad. When advance. About. Turn. Salute 10. Salute to the front. Salute. Squad. Squad. Halt. Well, move to the left. Left. Turn. Quick march in. Step off to get out. Quick march. Squad. Move to the left in single file. About. Turn. Salute 10. Salute to the right. Salute. Squad. Move to the right in single file. About. Turn. Salute 10. Salute to the left. Salute. Squad. Move to the left in single file. About. slow time. Slow. March. Squad. We advance. Wide. Turn. Well, we tire. About. Turn. Well, move to the left. Left. Turn. Move to the left. It's in the file. About. Turn. Right, Ken. Into quick time. Quick march. Squad. Move to the right into the file. About 10. Squad! Squad! Halt! Well, advance! Left! Turn! Side paces! 2 paces! Left close, march! 2 paces! Right close, march! 2 paces backward, march. 2 paces forward, march. Standard is. Squad, shoot. Salute 10. Salute to the front. Salute. Move to the right in single file. Right, turn.
All right, all right, all right. Put your hands together for group number
Quick
1, ladies and
march.
gentlemen. What a display
March
of
out,
drill
quick
here this
march.
afternoon. The competition is going to be a good one this evening. Put your hands together one more time for the group 1. Let me remind you, in group 1, we had S.O. Javid Richardson from St. Christopher Air and Seaports Authority. We had Woman Police Constable 466, Danicia Henry from the Royal St. Christopher Nevis Police Force. We had Private Daniel A.N. from the St. Kitts Nevis Defense Force Cadet Corps. We had a Fire Officer Collis Maloney. We had Fire Officer Kadim Bad. And we had Private Gums G from the St. Kitts Nevis Defense Force Cadet Corps. Put your hands together one more time for them, ladies and gentlemen. Now, I must remind you that we're going to have 4 groups of officers coming out here to jail today. So we had group 1 with 3 more groups remaining. We started out with each group have 6. However, we had some no-shows today, but the competition will continue. I must remind you, however, that what you're looking at here is a high display of drills. And the aim of drills, however, from a military perspective, is to produce a soldier or an individual who is proud, alert, and obedient. And part B of the aim of drills is to provide the basis of teamwork. So I must say today that we have seen in group 1 a group of individuals who are proud, alert, and so much obedient to the word of command given by Sergeant Hendrickson, And we did see some teamwork from these officers here this afternoon. So we're going to be moving right along in just a minute. And let me, however, introduce to you Group 2.
Okay.
Group 2, we will be seeing Private Huggins E. from the St. Kitts Defense Force Cadet Corps. We are going to be seeing Fire Officer Vernon Henry from His Majesty's Prison, we're going to be seeing Fire Officer Xavier Saunders, Woman Fire Officer Trishna Casey Crossman, and we're going to be seeing Police Constable 420 Williams. So ladies and gentlemen, momentarily we're going to have them come online and commence their inspection, which will then followed by their drill tests. All right, so group 2, you can line up and proceed on to the inspecting line. Starting with Private Huggins E, commence on to the inspecting line. Fire Officer Vernon Henry, Fire Officers Saunders, Crossman, Woman Fire Officer, and Police Constable Williams. Give them a warm welcome, ladies and gentlemen. So each group, like I said before, is going to go through the same procedure. They're going to have the inspection, and then Sergeant Henderson is going to give them 42 different word of command and movements while they're here on test for this drill competition this evening. Sergeant Henderson, over to you.
Well advance, left, turn. Just in, head single file, right, just. Eyes, front.
check. We had the completion of the inspection, and we'll now have Sergeant Henderson continuing with the commands in the jail movement. Sergeant Henderson.
Squad, standard is. Squad, shoot. Salute 10. Salute to the front. Salute. Salute to the front. Salute. Freeze. Get away. Diagonal turn ends at the halt. Left incline. Salute 10. Salute to the right. Salute. Salute to the right. Salute. Freeze. Cut away. Turn ends at the halt. Right. Turn. Salute 10. Salute to the left. Salute. Salute to the left. Salute. Freeze. Cut away. Turn ends at the halt. Left incline. Move to the left and single file. Left. Turn. Quick march in. Step off to get out. Quick march. Squad. Squad. Halt. Move to the right in single file. Elbow. Turn. Quick march in. Step off to get out. Quick march. Then retire. Right. Turn. Squad. On advance. About turn. Salute 10. Salute to the front. Salute. Squad. Squad. Halt. Well, move to the left. Left. Turn. Quick march in. Step off to get out. Quick march. Squad. Off to the left in single file. About turn. Salute 10. Salute to the right. Salute. Squad. Off to the right in single file. About turn. Salute 10. Salute to the left. Salute. Squad. Move to the left in single file. About turn. Back to the slow time. Slow. March. Squad. With advance. Right. Turn. Squad. And retire. About. Turn. Well, move to the left. Left. to the left in single file. About 10. Breaking into quick time. Quick march. Squad, off to the right is in the file. About 10. Squad. Squad. Halt. Squad will advance. Left 10. Side paces. 2 paces. Left close. March. Two paces. Right close. March. Two paces. Backward. March. Two paces forward, march. Squad, standard is. Squad, John. Salute 10. Salute to the front. Salute. Move to the right and single file. Right. 10.
All right, there you had it from group 2, ladies and gentlemen. Put your hands together for group number 2. In group number 2, we had Private Huggins E. from the Cadet Corps. We had Prison Officer, Vernon Henry. We had Fire Officer Saunders. We had Woman Fire Officer Crossman. And we had Police Constable 420 Williams. Ladies and gentlemen, once more, put your hands together for group number 2. So we're going to have group number 3 coming up in a bit. And group number 3 consists of Fire Officer Jail Steer, Woman Security Officer Myrtle Daniel from St. Christopher Air and Seaports Authority. We have Private Howell J. from the St. Kitts Naval Defense Force Cadet Corps. We're going to have Private Valman H. from the St. Kitts Naval Defense Force Cadet Corps. And in this group, number 3, we should have had 6 individuals. However, we had 2 no-shows, so we're going to have just 4 in group number 3. So, ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together and welcome to the inspecting line the group that forms group number 3, Fire Officer Jahil Steer, Woman Security Officer Myrtle Daniel, Private Howell J, and Private Valman H. So this group is going to go through the same procedure as the previous groups. They'll be inspected and then they'll be tested with the foot drills. So please draw your attention to the judges as they carry out the inspection here this evening of group number 3. Sergeant Henderson, take it away.
Squad, will advance. Left, turn. Just in. Right, just. Eyes, front.
All right, we had the completion of the inspection. Now we're going to have the foot drills carried out here this evening. Sergeant Henderson will be in command.
Squad, standard! East! Squad, shun! Salute 10! Salute to the front! Salute! Salute to the front! Salute! Freeze! Cut away! Diagonal attendants at the halt! Left incline! Salute 10! Salute to the right! Salute! Salute to the right! Salute! Freeze! Cut away! Turn it at the halt! Right! 10! Salute 10! Salute to the left! Salute! Salute to the left! Salute! Freeze! Cut away! Diagonal attendants at the halt. Left incline. Move to the left and single file. Left 10. Quick march in. Step off to get out. Quick march. Squad. Squad. Halt. Move to the right in single file. About 10. Quick march in. Step off to get out. Quick march. Well, retire. Right. 10. Squad, will advance. About 10. Salute 10. Salute to the front. Salute. Squad! Squad! Halt! Well, move to the left. Left! 10. Quick march in. Step off to get out. Quick march. Squad! Move to the left using file. About 10. Salute 10. Salute to the right. Salute. Yes. Got the time in. Squad. About 10. Salute 10. Salute to the left. Salute. Left, right, left, right. Squad. Move to the left in single file. About 10. Back to the slow time. Slow. March. Squad, with advance. Wide. 10. retire. About. Turn. Well, move to the left. Left. Turn. Left. Right. Left. Right. Move to the left in single file. About. Turn. Breaking into quick time. Quick march. Move to the right in single file. About turn. Squad! Squad! Halt! Squad will advance. Left! Turn! Side paces! 2 paces! Left close, march! Two paces, right close, march! 2 paces, backward, march! Two paces, forward, march! Squad, standard is! Squad, shun! Salute 10! Salute to the front! Salute! Move to the right in single file. Right, turn. Quick march in, march off, quick march.
All right, there we had it, Group 3. Put your hands together, ladies and gentlemen, for Group 3. Wonderful job here this evening. And in Group 3, we had a Fire Officer, Jail Steer. We had Woman Security Officer, Myrtle Daniel. We had Private Howell J. from the Security Defense Force Cadet Corps. And we had Private Valman H. from the St. Kitts Nevis Defense Force Cadet Corps. Ladies and gentlemen, once more, put your hands together for Group 3.
Derek, I think we need to do a crowd check in here. Before we do that, we want to acknowledge the presence of our Minister Samuel Duggins, with responsibility for creative economy. Welcome, sir. Nice to have you. So let's see.
We are going to have the crowd check at the end of the fourth group. We don't want
Things
anybody
look tight, Derek.
back there getting nervous. So in Group 4, the last but not least, and the final group for this evening, we have Prison Officer Len Harris. We have Fire Officer Jared Lee.
Round of applause.
We have Police Constable 435 Hendrickson, and we have Private Daniel A.D. from the St. Kitts Defense Force Cadet Corps. And we also... We also have Woman Police Constable 467 Samuel, along with Woman Security Officer Anandi Collins Richards from the St. Christopher Air and Seaports Authority. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Group 4. Last but definitely not least, as they come on the inspecting line to be inspected.
Let's give them some love, show them some love. Welcome them, welcome them.
Procedure here this evening.
They've been waiting, and I know you've been waiting, and they have something exciting for you.
So, Sergeant Henderson, over to you.
Squad, with advance. Left, turn. Just in. Right, just.
All right, there we had the completion of the inspection. And ladies and gentlemen, group number 4, the last group for this evening. Maybe we save the best for last. Now, Sergeant Henderson is going to take it away with the same amount of drill sequence word of command, 42, to be exact. And so, Sergeant Henderson, take it away.
Squad, stand down, is. Squad! Squad! Shun! Salute 10! Salute to the front! Salute! Salute to the front! Salute! Freeze! Cut away! Diagonal turners at the halt. Left incline. Salute 10. Salute to the right. Salute. Salute to the right. Salute. Freeze. Cut away. Turn it at the halt. Right. Turn. Salute 10. Salute to the left. Salute. Salute to the left. Salute. Freeze. Cut away. Diagonal turners at the halt. Left incline. Move to the left and single file. Left. Turn. Quick march in. Step off to go. Quick march. Squad. Squad. Halt. Move to the right in single file. Elbow. Turn. Quick march in. Step off to go. Quick march. Squad. Don't retire. Right. Turn. Squad. Will advance. About. Turn. Salute 10. Salute to the front. Salute. Squad. Squad. Halt. Well, move to the left. Left. Turn. Quick march in. Step off to go. Quick march. Squad. Move to the left in single file. About. Turn. Salute 10. Salute to the right. Salute. Squad. Move to the right in single file. About. Turn. Salute 10. Salute to the left. Salute. left in single file. About 10. Back to slow time. Slow. March. Squad will advance. Wide. 10. Squad will retire. About 10. Well, left. Left. 10. Move to the left. A single file. About 10. Bacon into quick time. Quick march. Off to the right in single file. About 10. Squad! Squad! Halt! Squad! Well, advance! Left! 10! Side paces! 2 paces! Left close, march! Two paces, white close, march! Two paces, backward, march! Two paces, forward, march! Squad, stand, down, east! Squad, turn! Salute 10! Salute to the front! Salute! Move to the right and single file! Right! 10!
All right, ladies and gentlemen. There you had it, group number 4, bringing us to the end of this drill sequence competition this evening. Now you, the audience, start to tabulate and be your own judge and say who you think win and who you think come second, who you think come third, which group might be the best group. But however, we'll have to respect the judge's decision this evening.
So let's hear it for all of the troops. Let's hear it for the cadets. A round of applause. If you're in favor of the cadets, we'll take the trophy tonight. What about the police? Anybody for the police? Wow. What about fire and rescue? Give it up for fire and rescue. St. Christopher Port Authority. We have a whole host for SCASPA. And what about the prisons? We have 2 consistent participants over the years for His Majesty Prison. I do believe, Derek, that all our units were excellent this evening, and the judges would have a task. We have a show.
I agree with you. We really had a high standard of drill here this evening, and it's now left up to the judges. And I am so happy that I am not a judge, that I am just here in this capacity. However, I think we have, and I know I must say, we have 3 competent judges. And let me remind the audience and the viewing public who our judges were this evening. We have Mr. Clarence Hendrickson, who is a warrant officer class 2 retired. We have Mr. Samuel Tuckett, also retired warrant officer class 1. And we have Inspector Shauna Edwards. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for our judges this evening.
Thank you, judges. We know your task is tumultuous, but you can deliver. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a show for you this evening. Our fire and rescue services have prepared a treat for you, and so we are asking if you're on the far east and if you're on the far left west that you clear the area, please. It's a fire display. I know you would love it. We want you to be safe. We want you to enjoy what they have for you. So if you could move a little to the back, we would appreciate it. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome the fire and rescue services with their display. A round of applause, please.
Garbage.
Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know what is happening here. I would like the fire chief or an assistant to come and give me some commentary. This looks very, very interesting. This is awesome. All of this work they do when we have fire. Okay, the fire chief is present.
Okay, so what you just witnessed is what we call two lines, one length. The first drill, we had two lines of one length. So each, one output from the truck, you call it a line. So it's one line and one length of hose. The second drill is where we collected. So we turned two lines into one line. And we minimize the amount of equipment being used. So we had two lines, one length, and then we collected to just one single length.
And what would be the reason for the connect? The hose is too short, the hose is too far. Put it in layman terms for me, please.
Okay, so one, if you realize there's an extension, so we reach closer to the scene, and two, you have an increase in pressure because you now have two lines going into one, so there's an increase in the pressure, and you get a greater distance from the water that we call a stream. The water that leaves the nozzle, you call that a stream. So you get greater distance and greater penetration.
Wow, wow, that's education. How many firemen does it take, ideally, to get this job done?
Well, a normal working shift is 6, a supervisor and 5. Because a normal drill, you have 5 positions, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Number 1 man, that's the branch man, that's the one on the top controlling the water. You have the number 2, which is the person operating the truck and the driver. Number 3, that's the person who runs the line from the truck to the scene. You have number 4, that's the person who runs the line from the fire hydrant to the truck. You have number 5, that's the man who runs gets the standpipe and connects the fire hydrant to get water into the truck. Tonight, we did not use a number 5. Yeah.
What do you call what he's doing, my friend? You're from Connery.
So we call that making up.
Making up.
Yeah, when you're putting away the equipment to drain the hose from all the water. So, layman terms, we call it making up.
What's the next process after you make up?
So after we make up, we do make sure we do an overhaul to make sure that the scene is safe. They make sure there's no more hot spots. And once that is cleared, again, we make up, we pack up, make sure everything is back on the truck. And we do another check to make sure we don't leave any equipment unseen. Once everything is cleared, we pack up and we head back to base.
So on the ground, I observed one was down, and then the next one was kind of holding, like providing support. How does that, what do you call that?
So the one who was supporting, basically, that's exactly what it is, supporting. We usually work in pairs. Sometimes, depending on the water pressure, we don't want it to be too much for the number 1, so we send a backup. But these branches are designed to control the water flow. So if it's too much, you could always adjust it so you could become easier to control. But it's for support, we always operate a body system, so you would always see us working in pairs. Except for the number 2, he's always by himself because he controls everything else.
So I have a funny question. You just mentioned something about the water pressure. Now, I think I weigh 100 pounds. Now, if the water pressure is going to throw me down, if I'm a firewoman, is there a specific weight, body weight of the fire officer that should provide me 100 pounds the support? Or you have 2 little people with a big fat hose, and then the water pressure, the magnitude of the fire. How do you determine which pressure, how to turn on the pressure and turn off the pressure? How do you make that determination?
The reality is the fire hose probably will push you down if you do it by yourself. But it all boils back down to technique. You have to be you could be the smallest person, but it boils down to technique. Okay, there's a technique you use If you just stand straight like this, chances are the water will push you over. But if you stand like this, right, then you stand a better chance. Okay, so it really doesn't have too much to do with weight, but technique. And again, with modern advancements and what's not, these nozzles are designed for you to control the pressure. So you can select what you can control. So you don't really have to take what's coming from the truck. You control what is coming from the truck.
Wonderful. So if I'm hearing you correctly, if I'm 100 pounds, then the pressure maybe could be 50 because that's what I can control. So me want things with the hose. Okay, so that's the end of this. How long does this normally last?
Well, it depends on the scenario. Each scene, each call determines the length of time it takes to extinguish the fires.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, that was some education for you. Give it up for our fire chief, my good brother, Womel Williams. Give it up for the fire service officers and the driver. A big round of applause for the display this evening. Last year, we had the SWAT team, and you were throwing stones at them. So the aim of the committee really is to educate you and to encourage you. Even if you don't want to be on display with the foot drill, you can still be a part of nation building in one of the units. At this time, while we wait on the judges, we have a special award, a special awardee, and I have the pleasure of reading his biography. So I'm coming to the light. The cameraman said, come to the light. Before I read the bio, I am reminded that the chairs do not belong to us. We've paid for them. They belong to our good service providers, Mr. Valleys. Thank you so much for leaving them alone. We have to account for all of them. Thank you so very much. Our 2025 National Drill Award is no stranger to the field or to the nation. He has served with distinction in the St. Kitts Nevis Defense Force for several years, first as a cadet, and then he left in rank as a senior officer. He also served the Royal St. Kitts Nevis Police Force and the Fire Services for approximately 32 years, longer than half the people looking at me right now. This well-known officer, although retired, is still serving with excellence within the community. Ladies and gentlemen, I speak of no other than retired FSSO Level 2 Clarence E.T. Hendrickson. Now let me cheer with you. Thank you for the applause. A little bit of why he deserves this award today. Clarence, as a young lad from Lower Market Street. Anybody from Market Street? Yeah. Was educated at Challengers Methodist School in 1964, Trinity School. He popped over to Nevis to Prospect Primary School and completed his high school at the Charlestown Secondary in 1976. He then furthered his study at the St. Kitts Nevis Technical College, where he did general engineering, City and Gales on London. Now, Clarence was always passionate about the army. Even though he was blessed with 3 children, the army was his first love. You know, people love their children. Clarence loved the army. I don't know if one of his children named Army. I'm just saying. That's his first love. He joined the Cadet Corps in 1979 and made his way to the Defense Force Reserve as a training officer and instructor until 1989. He is a stern disciplinarian who followed orders to a T. But interestingly to note, under the leadership of the then Commissioner of Police, Mr. Stanley Franks of blessed memory, Clarence was forcibly transferred to the police force in 1984 and served as special police constable until 2000. He didn't want that because he loved the army. Somebody behind the listening. Good job. With his obedience and training, he landed the position of bodyguard for the Right Honorable Dr. Kennedy Simmons at the time, and was also seconded in Nevis to the then Tourism Minister, Honorable Joseph Parry. But Clarence's heart was never at peace. He wanted to be in the army. He was adamant about returning to serve in the army and returned in January 2000 in the capacity of fire officer until 2016, after the Fire and Rescue Services became a separate entity from the police force. Those of you who are older than myself, and I'm just 16 plus, you would know that the fire and the police was one entity. When they separated, Clarence chose, jump on the opportunity to say, yes, I'm going back over on this side. So what is the deal? The deal really between the police and the defense force, which is higher than which? Well, if you ever sit down with Clarence, he will share with you his rationale for his preference. I don't want to get in any trouble with my good friend, Commander Sutton, or hey, two of them is Sutton. Commissioner Sutton, Commander Sutton. I'm not getting in that. Talk to Clarence about his preference in the army. Clarence did the most upon his return to the army. He was instructor, he was training officer, parade commander for the St. Kitts Nevis Fire and Rescue Services, and we see the awesome display that they just did. Clarence, you the managing host? Yes, ma'am. To this date, he still serves this unit in various capacities. Clarence is a very experienced man globally, and he received training all over. Engineering City and Guilds at the London Institute, 1981. Security Assistant Training, Airborne U.S. Army, 1984. Basic Firefighting in Venezuela. Basic First Aid in Venezuela. Paramedic and Regional Security Systems in Barbados. Police refresher course, but you like the police. And you do a refresher course, but you love the army, Clarence. Police refresher course in 1998. He received a certificate in National Emergency Management 2002. Basic Accounting Programming Management in the PMO's office. Hazardous Materials and Mitigation. Vehicle Extrication. Tactical Rescue Building Collapse and Power Jacks in St. John's, the BVI. Now this word is new to me. Hall Macho. Did I call it right? Hall Macho Rescue Equipment Operation and Maintenance, 2003. Incident Command System, Initial Damage Assessment, Shelter and Shelter Management, Emergency Care and Treatment, Mass Casualty Management, Chupaho and HWO. Clarence, what is your endo? You teach? Because etc., etc., etc. Friends, I believe Clarence was afforded more than 365 days in the year because this plethora of accolades is unmatched. Ladies and gentlemen, help me honor this stalwart of a soldier, FSSO Clarence E.T. Hendrickson, with a rousing round of applause for his contribution to nation building. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I will invite my minister, Samuel Duggins, to present the award to our most well-deserved, very excellent judge, Clarence E.T. Hendrickson. Give it up, y'all, for Mr. Hendrickson.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I think we reach almost to the point where we're going to be announcing the winners. However, we're going to have all individuals who took part this evening in this drill competition to come online. However, we have some ties. Now, we had 4 batches tonight, and can somebody pull back across the barricade so we don't have another Jeep running through here? Thank you very much. So Sergeant Henderson, have them come out, please. So each group that came out here this evening, the organizers will be awarding a best individual from each group. So we had 4 groups, so they will have an individual in each group that will be the winner for that particular group before we go into individual prizings. However, group 4 that came out here, the group that came out last, we had a tie with 3 of the individuals from this group. So we're going to have a drill-off first with those 3 persons. Sergeant Henderson, you ready? We're going to have a drill-off with those 3 persons first. However, as well, we had a tie for second place with 3 people, 3 individuals tied for second place. Then we're going to have a drill-off with those 3 individuals. At the end of that drill-off, we're going to have one coming second and the other coming third, and the third person out of that, I guess, will come fourth. So we're going to have 2 drill-offs this evening. Sergeant Henderson will give them a few drill exercises, and that will determine the individual winner. Let's go, Sergeant Henderson.
Let's go. Quick march in. Quick march. Space. Squad. Mark time. Left, right, left, right, left, right. Squad. Squad. Halt. Squad will advance. Left, turn. Turn. That is. Squad. Squad. Shoot. Squad will retire. About turn. Quick march in by the left. Quick march. Squad. Squad. Halt. Will advance. About turn.
Okay, now, so we're going to start the drill off. Stand Matisse, Sergeant Henderson.
Stand. That is. Stand easy.
In group 4, we had 3 persons tying for best in the batch. So when your name is called, march forward onto the inspecting line. Sergeant Henderson is going to give you a few drill movements. So first, from just batch 4, we had F.O. Lee come forward. We also had Private Daniel A.D. And we had Samuels P. WPC Samuels. So these 3 persons from batch number 4 are going to drill off to see who come first in the batch, not first overall. So, Sergeant Henderson, over to you.
Squad. Stand up. Is. Squad. Jump. Move to the right and single file. Right. Turn. Move to the left and single file. About turn. left close, march. Squad, and Klein in. White, incline. Squad, elbow, turn. Squad, white, turn. And Klein in. White, incline. Squad, move to the right and sing file. White, turn. Squad, slow, march in. Slow, march. Squad, move to the left and sing file. About turn. Squad, will retire. Left. Turn. Squad, will move to the left. Left. Turn. Move to the left into the file. About turn. Break in into quick time. Quick march. Squad, move to the right into the file. About turn. Salute 10. Salute to the left. Salute. Squad, salute 10. Salute to the front. Salute. Squad, squad, halt. Squad, will advance. Right, turn.
So who you think win? So who you think win? Okay, officer, return to your line. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Return to your line. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to have another Jill-off. We're going to have another Jill-off. That one, what you just witnessed, was for group number 4. So one of those 3 individuals will be best in group number 4. Group number 3 will have a best, already have a best. Group number 2 already have the best in that group. Group number 1 already had that best in that group. So the Jill-off you just saw was to determine who is going to be best in group number 4. There's another Jill-off. This Jill-off is with 3 individuals again. At the end of the Jill-off, one of these persons will come second place overall. Another will come third place overall. and the other will automatically become fourth place. So everybody ready to know who these three individuals are to come first, as it were, second, third, and fourth. So we have three people with the same score need to come out and show what they have. This is all or nothing. So I think the judges have already tabulated the section winner. And we are going to have three individuals coming forward. If you don't hear your name, don't faint. It means you come first. You have a chance. These three, know for sure, one will come second, one will come third, one will come fourth. Among you, somebody already came first. So we are looking for second and third. So ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, we're going to have these three people coming forward. No inspection, just drilling. Firstly, we have Javid Richardson. Come to the front. Second, we have, not second place, but to add, to make up the three, we have, ladies and gentlemen, believe it or not, in the previous Jilof, you could stand the tees, Javid. In the previous Jilof, we had Daniel A.D. Now we have in Daniel A.N. Ladies and gentlemen, these two lads are twins. So now we have the other Daniel coming up to Jilof for second or third place. So one twin done had his fate to see if he can come best in his batch. And next twin come out to see if he can come second, third, or fourth. Then we're going to have to add to these three persons, Dalvern Williams. Come front and center, please. Williams. So, ladies and gentlemen, it is to the mercy of Sergeant Henderson. He's going to give them drills that he feels, nothing that they don't know, nothing that they have not done this evening. So, without anything further, Sergeant Henderson, over to you.
Squad! Squad! Sean! Jason! Squad, standard is. Stand easy. Squad. Squad, Sean. Jason. White. Just. Eyes front. Squad, move to the right. And single file. Wide. Turn. Move to the left. And single file. Above. Turn. Squad will advance. Wide. Turn. Salute 10. Salute the front. Salute! Move to the right and single file. Right! Turn! and single file. About turn. Squad. Bell retire. Left. Turn. Squad. Full advance. About. Turn. Move to the left in single file. Left. Turn. Move to the right in single file. About. Turn. Weekend enter quick time. Quick march. Squad. Off to the left in single file. About turn. Salute 10. Salute to the right. Salute. Squad. Move to the right in single file. About turn. Squad. Salute 10. Salute to the left. Salute. Squad. Move to the left in single file. About turn. Squad. Squad. Halt. Squad. Well, advance. Right. Turn.
All right, all right, all right. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. You be the judge. Stand at ease, gentlemen. You be the judge, first and second, as you were. Second and third are in front of you. First is still in the extended line behind. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. You have seen it. Ladies and gentlemen, momentarily we are going to have all the decisions for you this evening. Sergeant Henderson, have them rejoin the line. And
Squad. Squad. Son. Squad, move to the right in single file. Right. Turn. March in, march off, quick, march. Left, right. Okay. Listen. Squad. This goes for everybody. Squad. Sean. Quick march in. By the right. Quick march. Squad. Squad. Halt. Jason. As well. Squad. 2 paces backward. March. Jason. And single file. Right. Just. Squad. Eyes. Front. 1 pace backward. March. Standard is. Stand is a.
so we now await the judge's decision for this evening's drill competition. And ladies and gentlemen, before you have all 24 officers who took part this evening. Let me get a round of applause for them, ladies and gentlemen. Put your hands together for them. I think they did a splendid job this evening.
How much?
And only the winner can win. And if you didn't win, we'll see you next year. Well, we should have had 24, but we have 21. So we just await the judges' decisions. Each participating person will get a medal of participation. So nobody going home with their hands empty or their neck empty. They're going to have something to hang on their shoulders, something to hang in their trophy case, and bragging rights for another year. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to hold you a little bit longer. We have a late entry for participation with a display from the Cadet Corps Drum Corps. So Sergeant Henderson, have the details. Go back to the flagpoles. We're going to have 5 minutes of drum display, by which time the judges should be ready with the final decisions. So we don't bore you while you wait. We're going to have some more drumming action from a different drum corps. Carry on, Sergeant Henderson.
Squad! Squad! Son! Well, retire! Able! Turn! By the left! Quick march! Squad! Squad! Halt! Well, advance! Able! Turn! Stand is! Stand easy!
Have a presentation by the Cadet Community Drum Corps. Ladies and gentlemen, there you had it, the cadet community. We're not finished. Oh, they have to match off. Yes, we're getting a nice match off. Entrance and exit are critically important. Let's give it up for the cadet community drum corps. It takes great skill, it takes great discipline, musicality, coordination, concentration, paying particular attention to get this done. Our young males are doing well. Let's keep encouraging them. Peer ones who do not have your children in a drum corps, sign them up, sign them up. It's something positive to keep them. This is our anti-crime strategy. Discipline. Thank you so much, young men. We now invite our sergeant to call back our participants, and the judges will distribute the participation medals.
Squad! Squad! Shun! By the right! Quick march! Squad! Halt! Jason! Right! Just! Eyes front! Stand at ease! Stand easy! Thank you, ma'am. Some?
The audience is asking you to smile. You did such a fabulous job tonight. Give it up for them. Give it up for them. I remember as a little girl, I did Girls Brigade. We didn't have this drill competition thing, but I was very, very tense to go on parade. I didn't want to fall down. I didn't want to make a mistake, turn right when I'm supposed to be turning left. It takes a lot to do this. And some of you come here every year and you cheer them on. Some of you abuse them. Some of you say we cheat. They give it to the wrong person. But you would never come out here and do what they are doing. And so it's a wonderful thing they are doing tonight. So stand proud. There are little children all around the world looking at you. And they are proud of you. Police, cadets, fire, prison, SCASPA. We are proud of all of you. You did an excellent presentation tonight, and we would not have it any different. We thank our able-bodied judges for not just tallying but presenting you our medals. We now move to the best turnout, which is best in inspection. One second, please. The best male and female turnout. This award will be presented by our retired Major Leroy Percival. He, over the years, have been contributing this award, and so we ask him to come to the front at this time. Major Percival, to present your award. It's a very honorable thing you are doing, and we want to show our appreciation. Best female this evening is none other than WPC Danicia Henry of the St. Christopher and Nevis Police Force. Give it up for the lovely Police Constable Henry. And the audience said that's one. Well deserved. Best male on parade on drill today is none other than PC Delvin Williams, again of the police force. And the crowd gone wild. They are in appreciation, they are in agreement. Now this year we have implemented a new award because we realize that the batches have individual winners. And so we have best in batch or best in group. So from group 1, we have
in batch number 1, we have 466 WPC, Danicia Henry.
Presenting best in... Sorry, we'll call our chaplain. Forgive me, Reverend, to present these awards. Thank you so very much.
Then we're following up with the best person in group number 2 is Police Constable Dalvin Williams. Then we move on to group number 3. The best individual in group number 3 goes to WSO Myrtle Daniel of the St. Christopher Ear and Seaports Authority.
Derek, I see one of her children in rejoicing.
Then we move on to group number 4. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to ask Miss Danielle to stay in the front for a minute. She can just step back from the presenter. Group number 4, we have the winner of group number 4 is A.D. Daniel from the St. Defense Force Cadet Corps.
He's quite overjoyed. He's elated.
Ladies and gentlemen, we here tonight. This event started back in 2013, and here in 2025, we have made history. I would like to ask the other cadet, Daniel, to join his twin brother and mother, so you can see that Myrtle Daniel is here this evening with her twin sons on Jill display, ladies and gentlemen. Give it up for these 3 individuals.
Unprecedented.
Miss Myrtle Daniel and her twin sons. Ladies and gentlemen, history has been created here tonight. Thank you very much. You can go back in line. Thank you.
That's a lot of love. I love it. I love it. Mommy, you did well.
So now we're going to move on to groups. We had fire department, we had SCASPA, we had the police, we had the Cadet Corps, Her Majesty's prisons. Hence, we had to have groups. Positions, sorry. Now, in second place, we had a tie for groups, and these 2 groups can just send a representative to the front to collect their trophy or plaque, as it is. Group that tied for second place, we had the Cadet Corps. Also tied for second place, we had St. Christopher Ear and Seaports Authority.
We invite advisor in the national security, Dr. Powell, to present these awards. Give him a round of applause as he comes. Dr. Powell, thank you so very much. Can we have a representative
somebody
from
from SCASPA to join them as joint winners for second place in the group? And the best group on display this evening, ladies and gentlemen.
Can we say it together? It's not a group,
Marcia, you want to join me in saying it?
No,
and I
want
know
the crowd
everybody else
together.
wants to jump and prance, but together if you wish. The best group on display this evening comes from the Royal St. Christopher
and Nevis
Police
Force.
That's the best group, ladies and gentlemen.
Let's give it up for the police.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, we are getting down to the end. And
thank you, Advisor Powell. We now invite Commander Sutton to join us.
this segment is for overall individual winners. We're going to start with the individual who came third overall this evening. Ladies and gentlemen, he was here last year. He's back again this year. Well, I have been advised to say second, first, and champion, which is first, second, and third, or third, second, and first. So, to satisfy the populace, the judges give me third, second, and first. I didn't see any champion on this. So I'm going to read what the judges sent to me before I am taken before a judge. Ladies and gentlemen, in third place this year for the 2025 Independence 42 Celebration Drill Competition, hailing from St. Christopher Ear and Seaports Authority, Javed Richardson. Put your hands together for Javed Richardson. He was here last year. He came back. He bettered his craft, and he's now placing third.
Very much improved, very much consistent. Thank you so very much.
And we are going to prove where consistency really pays off. Second place for the overall winner this evening comes from an organization that is well known, well respected, and large in number. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Police Constable Dalvin Williams from the Royal St. Christopher Nevis Police Force. Second place.
I love when people are multi-talented, Derek, because Officer Police here, he is also a practitioner in our cultural heritage, representing is it St. Peter's, Bull Troop, or Monkey Hill? St. Peter's, and he does an excellent job as a police. Give it up for our officer right here, Williams.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, the moment that you have been waiting for. So who you think win? Who you think win? Ladies and gentlemen, they're all winners tonight. They're all winners tonight. We had proud moments. We had Miss Daniel with her two sons. We had individuals coming out and giving their best. This is a proud moment for all of the officers here on Jill display this evening. However, perseverance pays off. In 2023, she came and she was second place. In 2024, she came and she became first. And now again in 2025, first place goes to Danicia Henry from the Royal St. Christopher Nevis Police Force. Put your hands together, ladies and gentlemen, for your back-to-back winner, WPC Danicia Henry. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I think that's the moment we have been waiting for, and we have already crowned a winner tonight. Marcia, your thoughts and your final words?
Derek, I do believe tonight was a night of excellence, and I am very pleased. I want to thank the audience for staying. I want to thank the participants, the presenters, the judges, everybody. But the participants, because without you, we wouldn't have this competition. And so we thank you. We look forward to more improvement next year. We look forward to having more involvement from perhaps the Defense Force and Customs, who people look forward to seeing. And so we are getting bigger and better. And next year, God's willing, we'll try and have some regional bodies to come and face off our champions. But Derek, I also want to inform the public that the Independence calendar continues. And so today is the 26th. We had our youth rally, a successful youth rally. And we have now our drill competition. Tomorrow, some of our young people will be engaged in the Brimstone Hill Fortress Run for the Fit and Fearless. And we also have the Flower Arrangers Association having their event tomorrow. On Monday, the 29th of September, we have the Caribbean Week of Agriculture from the 29th until the 3rd of October. This is a big thing, and so it involves the agro expo that all the children love to go and look at. Later on in October, Thursday, the 9th of October, we have our primary school independence elocution finals. And topping off the calendar later on the 26th of October is the international, I want to say international because we're that good, Independence Night of Dance. All the dance companies come together to give you a wowing production, and that's the 26th of October.
All right, Marcia, you have said a lot, and you have informed the general public and the world. Ladies and gentlemen, to bring the night to an end, we are going to have Mr. Roy Phipps to give a vote of thanks, and he will thank you all for coming out and thank the participants for participating. Thank you very much.
Hey, Pip. Pleasant good evening. First, I want to thank all the dignitaries for being here, and the minister for being here with us. It was a splendid evening. I got goosebumps by the mother and her twins. That was excellent. We want to thank the judges. We're going to want to thank the participants, every one of you from each institution. We're happy to have you. We look forward to have you next year again. And we want to thank the audience for being with us and staying with us. We want to thank the drum corps as well, both drum corps. They were excellent. I want to thank Mr. Percival for always being with us as well. Derek for giving us commentary. The fire department for the display with the truck. I've learned a lot from that as well. So all in all, I want to thank you. I want to thank the ministry for being a part of us as well. Our director, Ms. Webb, and all who make this night possible. I want to say thank you. We say thank you from the bottom of our hearts. Have a good evening and get home safely.
All right, now to the participants.
Please leave the chairs. And
thank you very much for coming.
Yes.
Your drill instructor has left, so you're on your own. Squad! Squad! At! In your own time, fall out. Thank you very much. See you next year.
You got your own style. Yeah, she wants to be like the people on TV, and she wants to look like the girls in the magazine. She got big dreams to see herself on a big screen. I me say, what is it you like about me? I me say, you never nothing change, nothing. I love you just the way you are. You don't have to change, you don't have to do a thing now, just the way you are. But you built that up now if you take off a photo, just the way you are. I said me wake up with no makeup and now break up, just the way you are. Say in my eyes she's a star girl. Listen, whoa, she fit me and she give me love plenty, plenty, plenty. She authentic. This not the real thing, this not a plastic. She got big plans. I mean, if you be the wife and you're your husband, and I mean, say, what is it you like about me? I'm saying, woman, you never change nothing. I love you just the way you are. You don't have to change, you don't have to do a thing now. Just the way you are. I'm saying, if you put on a phone, if you take off a phone, no. Just the way you are. I say, me wake up with no makeup, we not break up. Just the way you are. Take me now, listen, man. Just ran into my girl from my country days. She had my little heart floating. And she lived up the road from the church away. She was the prettiest thing. Well, she migrated to New York when I was just 13. But from since then I kept in touch. Well, until about 16. I mean, said 10 years, 6 months, 30 days. She had my little hand counted. Let me tell her, baby, a long time I've been waiting on you, darling. But let me still awake for your loving. Let me still awake for your darling. Let me still away. Let me still away. Oh, no. Hear my style, run to it. Keep calm, got me still awake. Let me still await on you, darling. Let me tell them, say, keep calm, got me still awake. Let me still await on you. Listen, man,